Hello, bonjour. I want to welcome you here. My name is Denise Willerton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in East St. Paul, Manitoba, Canada. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be super happy to help you with your creativity needs. If you have one, that's wonderful. Stick around though, because maybe I can help you or inspire you. Okay, let me change our view here. And let me show you what we're going to create. So it's just, and there's so much glare, it's just this simple little shaker card. Now, it 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 doesn't really shake because I did not put any dimension around here, because when you do, everything just falls to the bottom anyway. I wanted it to stay the way it is, okay? So let me show you, just change this up a little bit. Let me show you how I created that. I haven't done a video in about a month because we've been away on vacation, so I'm feeling a little bit rusty here. With these window sheets, you can actually stamp on them if you use Stays On, which you can do on the front of this. I did not on this, and because I feel that it kind of gets lost, but just know that you can do that. So this is just your standard, uh, yeah, I'm a little rusty. I'm thinking 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that. And look at that, it's already done. Okay, so there's our card front. Now I normally like to pull all of my items together that are already done, but I wanted to walk you through this step by step so that you can see how I've done it. And this video is also for the October tutorial bundle, so welcome here for that. Let's pull out our cut and emboss machine, and the first thing we're going to do is cut. So I'm going to use my magnetic my magnetic platform. Say that fast. We are going to use the Christmas Classic dies, which are absolutely stunning, and we're going to pull this little guy out as well as this one. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do. We're going to tuck this away for now on my card front, and I'm going to open it up. So I'm opening up my card front. So here is the front of the card. This here is going to be the back of the card. Let's line that up with the dies down, and I don't want that to scoot. I also want to make sure that this is going to fit nicely. So I think that's where I want everything. So now let's just square that up. And I'm going to take a little piece of tape. This is just Post-it tape, which I love. And I need, where's my other window? Please tell me I brought everything forward that I need. I didn't. I will be right back. Sorry about that. Hot little mess here. Okay, I'm going to pull this out a little bit, put my top window down, and let's roll that through. I'm just making sure that here's my score line, that I'm kind of square to that. Okay, so we're going to roll that through, which gives us the front of our card. Now we can just tuck that away for a sentiment or something. And so there is our window. My tape is a little old, so it left a mark on there, but you know what? It's going to get hid anyway. So that's that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut, and this is the holographic trio, and this measures 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. We're going to place this down on there, and we're just going to make sure that every corner is accounted for. And let's take a little piece of washi tape. I don't want that to move. And let's get that die cut. I should have brought my brush forward. I'm not going to go run out and get it. Oh, and I don't even have my supplies. I guess I am running again. Sorry about that. I'm just going slow because I don't want to shake the table. Hang on, here we go. Click. And let's just go back a second time. Okay. Now, once again, I will be right back. I've got to go get my tools. I had a class this morning and I was standing over there and left it all there. And while you're waiting, I would be honored if you would just hit the subscribe button down below. Please and thank you. That moment when you think you're ready for your live, but in fact, you're not. Okay, there's my little toolkit with all my goodies. Let's grab this, gently take that off. This is going to be, oh, you know what? I forgot to put my other die in there. So we are going to be die cutting again. So we're going to just take all of this off. And if you flip it over, you can see where you're at. And you want to be a little bit careful because it would be very easy to kind of rip these little ferns. So on the back, like sometimes on the front, it's a little harder to see everything that needs to come off. So yeah, normally for my lives, I would have a lot of this done, but I wanted to walk you through every step of the way. Let's just get all of these pieces off. Sorry about this. Come on, baby. Now I can leave this center in there, but for the window card, it's not going to work. So we also need to make sure we cut that off. This is all trash, all these little pieces. Sorry for the meticulousness of this. So we were in Newfoundland for 3 weeks and we just got home. Wow, what a trip. It was amazing. The people are just beautiful, beautiful people there. And we had a wonderful time. We went to bed and breakfasts along the way. And here's the crazy thing. A lot of my friends were like, I can't believe you're doing that. We had no plans. We had nothing booked. We flew by the seat of our pants because that's kind of how Dean and I roll, because sometimes we are somewhere and we decide that we're not ready to leave yet. And so we did not pre-book anything that made us have to leave one area to get to another area. Okay, so all that little mess is gone. Here's the thing though, when I try to get that down, I just want to remove, sorry, all the other little pieces that were on there. So when I put this down, I should have put that down at the same time, okay? So now we're just going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to put it at a little bit of an angle, just because this is a square die or a straight die. And if you go through straight on straight, that's where you get that clunk. So hopefully we will avoid the clunk. Okay, here we go. So now we've got that portion done. I'm going to keep my cut and emboss machine. This is what we're looking for, okay? So this beauty right here is just for another card, okay? Don't throw that away. Why would you? Okay, we're going to put the magnetic sheet away because I want to do some embossing. So I have just a standard panel here, and this panel measures 4 by 5 1/4. We are going to slip that into the basics embossing folder. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to line that up using that straight line. Pop that in there. I've got my number 1 panel and my number 4 panel, okay? Because it's a 3D. So that's the sandwich that you need for that. And now we can put our cut and emboss machine away. Bye-bye. Okay, so we've got this and our card base. And then I've got 2 pieces of window sheet that measure, and you can't see that, these measure 3 by 3, okay? We're going to put some tear and tape down, which is right here. And here's how I like to use my tear and tape. I'm just kind of staying away from the edge a little bit, but I want that to meet up. And then I just tear, and I just tear. That won't matter. Let's rip that off. I had too much tape lying on my card. I'm feeling a little rusty. And last one. And down she goes, and just lift and tear. Give that a good burnish. If you're having a hard time lifting your tear and tape, I'm actually not worried about this. I can cut it off, but you know what? My scissors are over there. Not going. I'm just going to gently rip it off. So make sure that you have burnished your tear and tape really well. Take your pick tool, which I thought I brought, but I dropped it. And let's just get all of this lifted off. And then we're going to put one of our window sheets down. And I'm just going to walk you through that. So here we go. One window sheet down. We want to make sure that we are covering all of that adhesive. And then if you take a tissue paper, just to try to avoid a whole bunch of fingerprints, okay? Now, If you want your window sheet raised, this is where you would put double-sided tape now, okay? So you would use the long strips, which I do not happen to have in front of me, but they are right here. So the foam adhesive strips. You would then put your foam adhesive strips here, okay? And then you would continue with the rest of the card. Now, I'm not doing the foam adhesive strips because then all of my elements just fall to the bottom, and I don't want that. Now, if you stamp the front of this with stays on, then that might not matter so much, but I'm not going to. So this is where you would do the foam strips, okay? But I am going to go ahead and I am going to put some double-sided tape down again. And I'm going close to my window. So we're going to do that 4 times. And now that's down. We're going to give that a good burnish. And so now I have a second window sheet that also measures 3 by 3. But we're going to get some of our loose holly gems and sequins in there. Whoopsie, sorry about that. And let's just pop that in there. That's about all you need. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that that all stays in the center and doesn't come across there as I remove this tape. Okay. So, and if they do, you just fire them back into the center. That kind of came up a little bit. I want to make sure it stays down. And last but not least, number 4. Again, if your tear and tape isn't lifting well, you probably need to give it a burnish. Now, if some of these would have popped too close to here, that's where I would just push them back into the middle. Okay, there's my second window sheet. Let's put that down right on top and give it a press. So everything stayed away from the edges, which is what I wanted. Okay. All right. So now if we take our piece that we emboss, now you don't have to emboss this, but I wanted to, and there really isn't a right side or a wrong side. It really won't matter, but I'm going to put this side down against here. So let's get our adhesive out. See how fast this card is? And I am just staying right on the edge of my cardstock. I obviously am not going to go down the middle because it's going to interfere with our window. And now we're just going to place this down on our card front because I don't want to see all that mess. Okay, so give that a little massage all around. I had too much glue on this side. I can see it oozing out. Let's just pick that up. And then once that dries, I can actually use that little eraser thing, which is over there where I had my class. My fingers are really sticky now. If you just take some antiseptic soap and just put a little dot and share that around, that stickiness is gone, which is lovely. I always have that at my table. Always, always. Okay, so that is done. Oh, and I see some more glue peeking out right there. Let's take it off with the tissue rather than my fingers. Okay, so that is the inside of the card. Okay, if I close this up, let's put this down. Okay, and where did my silicone sheet go? Right here. This is how I usually like to glue. So we are going to, I don't know if this is going to come out. And I just noticed another little spot right here. See how that one didn't come out? There it is. Gotcha. There it is. Okay, I love these little glue things. So we are just going very carefully and small. Just make sure that I'm in camera here. I'm just staying on the frame of the die. And then if you want, you can put little dots of glue up the leaves if you want. I did on my last one. I likely will here. And I just noticed another one that didn't pop out. Let's see if I can do that without getting ink or glue all over my fingers. It's right there. See that? There, now it's all out. So sometimes if you put this element down on a darker piece, you'll see where things have not come out. So on these larger leaves, it's kind of a safe place to put a little bit of liquid adhesive. Let's turn that around. And just a little bit right there. Okay, let's get this element down on our card. Try not to get the glue on your fingers. And down she goes. There we go. And let's get another tissue. Lovely. I love this sweet card. Let's get our sentiment on there. And I know we can't get our Stamparatus anymore, but you know what? I love my Stamparatus. I was so sad. Let's put that down for our guide, and we're going to stamp this with Merry Christmas from Seasons Classics. So I'm going to grab Merry and Christmas. And you know what? I think I need, and I do, I need my foam mat, which means I'll be right back. Again, I am so sorry. I always try to do my videos before a class because this is kind of my video station and I teach on the other side of the table. Okay, so let's grab Mary. And let's grab Christmas, and we're going to center that on our card front. Whoops. Like so. And I think I'm straight. That looks pretty good. Now, because I've got a window sheet on there, everything is just a little bit extra sticky because the window of my Stamparatus is touching my window sheet. Let's get that inked up. Ooh, don't want that to happen. Give it a little massage with the pressure tool. Voila. I'm almost not in camera here. And you know what? Let's do the inside. Now I've got a little bit of markings, and I'm just going to use a mono stand eraser, and look how that just cleans that right off. And I noticed some on the front right here. Watch how that is now gone. I love my sand eraser. Okay, we're going to grab this greenery from the same stamp set, the Christmas Classics, and let's mount that on a block. Grab our piercing mat because this is photopolymer. We're going to grab Shaded Spruce, and we're going to stamp this. I want to put a piece of scrap paper down, like so, because I don't like ink on my piercing mat. That looks wonderful. 1, 2, and let's go full strength again, and let's go 3. And you know what? While we're here, I've got these lovely berries in the Christmas Classic right here. Let's pull those off too. I'm sure I've got a little block, and let's grab some Real Red, which is what we put on in the front. I want that in the center. And let's put a little sprig of berries on here. Look at that, how gorgeous that is. Okay, and if we put that right about here, I hope I like what I just did. And I do. And why don't we put some right here? Just hold that down for a moment. Give the ink a chance to soak into the paper. And there you go. There is your simple little window sheet, and your elements don't all fall to the bottom, okay? They don't all fall to the bottom, which is what I like for a shaker. Each to their own. If you want it to fall and to be real shaky, then when you're doing your, after you put your original front layer down on the inside, then you're going to do your foam adhesive strips, which gives you that much more dimension. Then you're going to pop your elements inside, put your second window sheet down on top of that, and then cover that up with this. Okay, so there is your card. Thank you so much for popping by. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Bye now. Have a blessed evening.